So bottom line is, due to a combination of circumstances, a failure to build a positive culture, and effectively letting a toxic culture emerge, I almost went out of business. And that's where I sought help. Maybe I left it too late. Hey there, Matthew Smith here from FieldCloud. Let's talk about business coaching. 11 years ago, I started my own company. I thought I was prepared for that journey, but it has been the most incredible roller coaster ride imaginable. And sometimes you need help. I thought I was prepared when I started my business. I thought I was also prepared when I decided to expand my business and branch out. I also know that circumstances vary, and as we are all painfully aware, this year has shaken up the entire global economy. See, I founded my company and I live in a country which is not my country of birth, not the culture of my birth, and certainly not the language of my birth. Right? And it has been very, very, very tough as an immigrant here in France, where I'm based, for a South African who is English speaking to get into the whole way things work here. But it's been great and incredibly enriching, and I certainly have zero regrets, and I'm most grateful for having had the experience. Being able to master another well-known, well-spoken international language like French has been key. It allows me to work in many different international contexts, particularly across Africa, where half of business is conducted in French. But anyway, I digress. What I wanted to say is that a few years ago, I almost went out of business. I had made some massive strategic blunders. I had hired people with the best of intentions, thinking that by assembling a team of interesting characters, people who had creative minds, would help accelerate the growth of the company. Unfortunately, I missed a crucial detail, which was how do you actually create your structure and also ensure that the company is actually doing what it's meant to do, which is having more cash coming in than cash going out, and securing that before you actually expand. So bottom line is, due to a combination of circumstances, a failure to build a positive culture, and effectively letting a toxic culture emerge, I almost went out of business. And that's where I sought help. Maybe I left it too late, but I don't think so, because FieldCloud has bounced back, and bounced back spectacularly well, thanks to one person, a gentleman called Willem Goos. Now, Willem Goos is South African, like me. He's based in Johannesburg, South Africa, and has been an entrepreneur for over 20 years. His focus is to keep entrepreneurs in the game and to focus on the entrepreneur first. This is key. As a business owner, as the person that is ultimately responsible and accountable for the company's success or failure, it's vital that I, as the business owner, as the entrepreneur, is secure. What we tend to do is we tend to embrace precarity as opposed to building security. And the thing that I truly admire about Willem is that he helped me shift my mindset towards putting my needs first to ensure that the company is successful. And when I started to work out what I needed to get from the business, and that was covered before everything else, all the other details started to fall into place. And we went from having a business where I was sacrificing my salary, I was sacrificing things that, again, were directly affecting my security and, again, my perception of security. And that was debilitating. And I'm sure that if you're watching this, you're probably in a similar position where you're running a company, you're the last to be paid, your business is running on an overdraft, you realize that you have to cut payroll every month and issue paychecks to the employees, and yet you have this nagging feeling in your mind of how you're going to feed your family, or whether the bank is going to come and repossess your home because you can't keep up your mortgage payments. And that's a terrible burden to bear. And so again, coming back to my dear friend and business coach, Willem Gous. Willem got it figured out. And he got it figured out in a way that when you focus on these fundamental basics of what do I need, what do I require as the entrepreneur, and putting the entrepreneur first in order for the enterprise, the company, to thrive and to serve its customers correctly, made a huge difference. So I want to thank Willem, and I thoroughly recommend that you take a look at Willem's website, that you get in touch with him. And if you are struggling with building a thriving business, and if you're struggling with, again, questioning your own survival and whether the business that you've built is actually serving your needs, talk to Willem. He's definitely the right person to help you. And he helped me go from having a 5-figure negative sum in the bank, living on overdraft and actually exceeding my overdraft limits, to now having 6-figure sum of cash reserves in the bank in the space of 12 months. 2020 has been a game changer. COVID-19 has hit the entire global economy. We're all facing uncertain times. But honestly, when you start getting your fundamentals right, things will fall into place, and you'll be amazed at where you can take your business simply by making sure that you are taking care of yourself first. So thanks, Willem, and I hope that this video has been helpful.